The next speaker is Ms. Suzuka Nakamura. Ms. Nakamura's presentation is entitled First Education. Ms. Nakamura, please come to the front.
Hello everyone. I'm a sophomore in high school, which means I've been studying for 14 years, including 9 years of compulsory education and preschool education at the kindergarten. Most likely, I'll continue going to school until I finish university. I'm still a student, but today, I'd like to talk about education. That sounds quite a serious task, especially because I'm one of those students who feel cramped in school. There are students who feel sleepy during classes that they are not interested in, and the lessons that are difficult to understand soon become boring. Even when they make an effort to listen. Is there a student who has never thought about the question, why do we have to study? How about you? Have you ever thought about it? Let me complain a little bit on behalf of Japanese students. As teachers, fathers, and mothers, have you ever been asked this kind of question? How did you answer it? It is a question that is often asked by students who are born in school. A child who likes studying and has fun in school will not ask such a question. For sure, most of adults would say, it's for the future, or children have to study. However, these answers are not convincing to all children, and they'll somehow just coast along until they are finally free of school. I think this should change, so that all children can benefit from the educational opportunities that we have in our country. So, then why do we have to study, moreover, in this child's time? Here. Have you ever heard of neoteny? According to this theory, human childhood is longer compared with other creatures. For instance, there are some birds that can fly and look for their own food after 24 hours they are born. On the other hand, human beings are born helpless and need to be nurtured for several years. During these long developmental stages, human brain develops rapidly. Based on neoteny, we can probably say that not all monkeys evolved into humans because most of them had short developmental stages. There was only one type of monkey that had a long childhood. It adapted well to the environment, survived, and after thousands of years, took the shape of a human being. If we were to say neoteny as a jumping board, it makes a lot of sense for education to start in childhood. Childhood is the best time to start studying because it goes together with our brain development. What we learn during this time has a big influence on the rest of our lives. I still have a long way to go as a student, but thankfully I have been given an opportunity to teach as well. I belong to the Peace Studies Club of our school. As a club activity, I usually collect signatures for the abolition of nuclear weapons. Among the peace activities that I actively carry out. One day, I had the chance to talk about our activities to the junior high school students as a part of their Peace Studies class. In that short lesson, I had to do a presentation, so I tried to do my best. Then, a girl who normally doesn't speak a lot in class asked me questions with a lot of enthusiasm in her eyes. After the class, she said that she also wanted to work for a peaceful world. Later, the teacher told me, it seems like something had changed in her. I was so glad that in my own little way, I was able to draw out the possibilities in that girl. At that point, I thought about how wonderful education is, how wonderful it is to bring child's talent. On the other hand, I also realized that I was not able to bring out the possibilities in some of the other students. Of course, there could be many reasons for this. For instance, maybe they were not interested in peace studies. Regardless of the reason, I felt that the lesson I taught was useless to them. Education is not just teaching. When we were able to draw out the best in children, then I think we can call it education. In fact, the word education comes from the Latin word educare. One of its meanings is to bring something out. Education has so much power to make the world much better, and I believe the education of the young is the key. Ms. Malala Yousafzai, the youngest Nobel Peace Prize winner, said that because the children of Afghanistan can't receive education, they can't learn from mistakes, and there will be no progress in their country. At present, there are 59 million children all over the world who cannot receive education. According to the international NGO World Vision, if these children can receive education for a year, their future income will increase by 10%. In addition, their poverty rate will drop by 9% for every year they attend school. These statistics make us realize how important the role of education is in every person's life. Fukuzawa Yukichi, a famous educator, thinker of Meiji era, said that it is impossible to teach everything in the world, but even if you experience unknown circumstances, you can develop the ability to identify and deal with the reasons without disdain. He also added that the school is the place to do it. I agree with this idea, and it is very close to my own perspective of education. Education gives a person the power to shape his future. Without this power, his potential cannot be drawn out, and life will be a meaningless burden. If everyone has access to good education, we can solve not only our own problems, but the global problems that we have in our country. So, I would like to think of the power of the education in this way. First, education to eliminate conflicts and war. First, education to get rid of prejudice in the world. First, education to get rid of poverty. First, education in order to raise our awareness as global citizens. First, education in order to realize a peaceful world. When all children can get education, we will certainly have a wonderful world. You may say, that's easier said than done. I agree, but we shouldn't stop talking about it. We shouldn't stop talking about it. Together, we will be able to find the answers. It might take 1,000 years, but we should keep on dreaming of that better world. Thank you for listening.